infrastructure and job creation.
What?
And we will help newly democratic governments recover assets that were stolen.
What?
Third, we're working with Congress to create enterprise funds to invest in Tunisia and Egypt.
What?
These will be modeled on funds that supported the transition in Eastern Europe after the fall of the Berlin Wall.
What?
OPIC will soon launch a $2 billion facility to support private investment across the region.
What?
We will work with the allies to refocus the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development so that it provides the same support for democratic transitions and economic modernization in the Middle East and North Africa as it has in Europe.
What?
Fourth, the United States will launch a comprehensive trade and investment partnership initiative in the Middle East and North Africa.
What?
If you take out oil exports, this entire region of over 400 million people
What?
exports roughly the same amount as Switzerland.
What?
So we will work with the EU to facilitate more trade within the region,
What?
build on existing agreements to promote integration with U.S. and European markets,
What?
and open the door for those countries who adopt high standards of reform and trade liberalization to construct a regional trade arrangement.
What?
And just as EU membership served as an incentive for reform in Europe, so
What?
should the vision of a modern and prosperous economy create a powerful force for reform in the Middle East and North Africa.
What?
Prosperity also requires tearing down walls that stand in the way of progress. The corruption of elites who steal from their people, the red tape that stops an idea from becoming a business,
What?
the patronage that distributes wealth based on tribe or sex.
What?
We will help governments meet international obligations and invest efforts at anti-corruption
What?
by working with parliamentarians who are developing reforms and activists who use technology to increase transparency and hold government accountable.
What?
Politics and human rights,
What?
economic reform.
What?
Let me conclude by
What?
talking about another cornerstone of our approach to the region,
What?
and that relates to the pursuit of peace.
What?
For decades, the conflict between Israelis and Arabs has cast a shadow over the region.
What?
For Israelis, it has meant living with the fear that their children could be blown up on a bus or by rockets fired at their homes,
What?
as well as the pain of knowing that other children in the region are taught to hate them. For Palestinians, it has meant suffering the humiliation of occupation
What?
and never living in a nation of their own.
What?
Moreover, this conflict has come with a larger cost to the Middle East,
What?
as it impedes partnerships that could bring greater security and prosperity and empowerment to ordinary people.
What?
For over 2 years, my administration has worked with the parties and the international community
What?
to end this conflict, building on decades of work by
What?
previous administrations.
What?
Yet expectations
What?
remain unmet.
What?
Israeli settlement activity continues.
What?
Palestinians have walked away from talks.
What?
The world looks at a conflict that has grinded on and on and on and sees nothing but stalemate.
What?
Indeed, there are those who argue that with all the change and uncertainty in the region, it is simply not possible to move forward now.
What?
I disagree.
What?
At a time when the people of the Middle East and North Africa are casting off the burdens of the past,
What?
the drive for a lasting peace that ends
What?
the conflict and resolves all claims is more urgent than ever.
What? What?
That's certainly true for the two parties involved. For the Palestinians, efforts to delegitimize Israel will end in failure.
What?
Symbolic actions to isolate Israel at the United Nations in September won't create an independent state.
What?
Palestinian leaders will not achieve peace or prosperity Hamas insists on
What?
a path of terror and rejection. And Palestinians will never realize their independence by denying the right of Israel to exist.
Excuse me. What?
As for Israel, our friendship is rooted deeply in a shared history and shared values. Our commitment to Israel's security is unshakable, and we will stand against attempts to single it out for criticism in international forums. But precisely because of our friendship, it's important that we tell the truth. The status quo is unsustainable, and Israel too must act boldly to advance a lasting peace. The fact is, a growing number of Palestinians live west of the Jordan River.
Oh yeah. What?
Technology will make it harder for Israel to defend itself.
What?
A region undergoing profound change will lead to populism in which millions of people,
What?
not just one or two leaders,
What?
believe peace is possible.
What?
The international community is tired of an endless process that never produces an outcome.
What?
The dream of a Jewish and democratic state cannot be fulfilled with
What?
an occupation. Now,
What?
ultimately, it is up to the Israelis
What?
and Palestinians to take action. No peace can be imposed upon them, not by the United States, not by anybody else.
What?